Can you hear me? All right, cool.
Well, we are live. Welcome back to Lewis Talk City. I hope everyone is well. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm here with Lucas.
Hello, guys.
Big up to Lucas. Let me have him on the panel. We are good mates, and I just thought we'd come here just for a chat about football and a preview for the Community Shield. Lucas, how are you?
I am good. To you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling. You went to the game yesterday, so you can give us some insights on that. The first thing I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about was Vinny Jr. Where do you see Vinny being? Do you see him staying at Madrid or do you see him coming to Arsenal?
At the minute, I think I say 60% chance maybe he comes,
Yeah.
but I think there's been very recent. I think, bloody hell, they've done some. I can't speak.
It's all right. Go on. You can do it.
Basically, there's been loads of David Ornstein and all that,
Yeah.
and
I'm
they've
literally about to go on to him in a
posted
minute.
about so much messages and all this kind of things that the big chance he comes. And I think it's on Vinny Jr. It's his choice now. I think Arsenal
Yeah.
set terms on it, so I think it's
I think
possibility.
I think you are right there, to be fair. I think that it's Ornstein saying that if the contract gets agreed at Real Madrid, then he'll stay. But that's still down to him if he wants to take a wage cut or if it's does he want to go to Arsenal. And in that case, it's his decision as well. I just wanted to come to a couple of things. I've got about 7 different slides or whatever it is. But this came out from Ornstein. It must have been like 4 days ago or whatever, saying that Arsenal are exploring a move to sign Vinicius Junior from Real Madrid. Arsenal have interest in the early stage. Club's not yet in talks, but idea approved at all levels. Much rests on contract process. There's no breakthrough yet, and Real Madrid do not want the free exit. So Real Madrid haven't been able to get him to sign the contract yet. That is that if that does come, then he could sign for 3, 4 more years. But if he doesn't, then he'll leave next season for a free. But they obviously don't want that. They want to get their money's worth. Um, how do you see that going? Do you see that he will stay? What's your thoughts on it?
To be honest, I can see a big chance of him leaving. They've just signed a new player, haven't they? Madrid. How much? What?
Yeah,
100
they've
million?
signed Yan Diamande.
Yeah. So I think he leaves, and I'm pretty sure Vinicius Junior said if he leaves, he will go Arsenal or he'll stay at Madrid, and I think there's a very big possibility he leaves. So I
Yeah,
can actually see him coming and getting that
fair
money's
enough.
worth. I think I saw a Instagram post about saying it'd be around 130 million that Arsenal would offer him around that kind of money. So, and yeah, I think he will come here because I don't think he wants to be at Madrid anymore. From my
Personally, I think I personally think he'll stay at Madrid because later on scene, I think this was yesterday, he released a post saying Vinicius Junior future entering crucial stages, talks in coming days over extension at Real Madrid, free exit in 2027 or join Arsenal now. Arsenal all in and 26-year-old winger attracted by opportunity if no Real Madrid renewal. Um, I just want to say one thing here is Mario Cortegana, I swear, works with him anyway, so that wouldn't really be a source. It's literally just the bloke that works with him. I did have some notes written down for this. Big up to the 6 viewers that have watched him. So Arsenal do want him. It is clear. There's been no club-to-club talks that have taken place. Everything hinges on whether he signs a new Real Madrid contract or not. And if he doesn't, Arsenal are ready to push for the move. So it is down to his decision, as you've said previously. And I think that personally he will stay. I think this is him trying to get a new contract at Madrid, but maybe he's looking at the opportunity of getting different trophies that he hasn't won yet and actually competing in a different league. I wanted to go to Hand of Arsenal, the most trustworthy Arsenal source. Let's see if it can the Bosch. So, Hand of Arsenal said that Arsenal Football Club have personal terms agreed with Vinny Jr. Rock Nation will go armed into negotiations with Real Madrid with a monstrous offer from the English champions. Over to you, Vinicius Jr. So, I don't know if you know, but Rock Nation are his like image rights, and at the moment, Real Madrid are getting money off of his image rights, but he doesn't want that. So Rock Nation are trying to earn money from his image rights and not have to give any of it to Real Madrid. So I just wanted you and your thoughts on Rock Nation trying to gain as much money as they could from Vinny and Real Madrid and his image rights. What do you think about that?
Before I want to say, the Hand of Arsenal? I actually haven't heard of them before because
Yeah.
I'm not really on them, but they really give me AFTV vibes.
Hand of Arsenal, I can tell you a little bit about them. So they said that Morgan Rogers to Arsenal was his choice and that he was 100% certain that Morgan would go to Arsenal. He's gone to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
used see, I think the Hand of Arsenal Twitter account has actually changed because originally Hand of Arsenal was owned by a guy that was at the football club. He put a post out in May saying, "I'm no longer going to be at Arsenal and I'm leaving the club." And then that post was deleted in like June, July time. So I'm wondering if he's given the account to someone else and then decided that person's decided to delete it to make them seem more credible than what they actually are. But he was getting stuff right last season, certain transfers and that. But since then, he's kind of fallen off, saying that Morgan Rogers and that were sort of trying to come to Arsenal and that it was only Arsenal that he would go to, which then didn't end up well.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
That's why I'm worried about AFTV going back Vinicius Junior because it's not 100% reliable, are they?
No. One thing I wanted to say is, so after we got the news from David Ornstein about Vinny, it then said like there was 3 articles released that same day. One of them said Vinny Junior moves step closer to Arsenal transfer after Real Madrid make contract decision, and that was by Amy Wilson and Tom Canton, who's a massive Arsenal journalist. The next one said Vinicius Junior to Arsenal transfer edges closer after Real Madrid contract stance. So basically similar wording, but just changed it a little. That was also by Amy Wilson and Tom Canton. And then the one after on Football London said Vinicius Junior transfer momentum shifts to Arsenal as Real Madrid decision sets up dream deal. Also by Tom Canton. Why is it that the media is going this way? Because I mean, I know you're not part of it. You know, I wish I was part of the media because I'd actually spit facts. But you know, we can't be part of the media. But why do you reckon it is that he's made these 3 articles? Is it to put hope into the Arsenal fans, or is it just because he's publishing on 3 different websites? Seems a bit repetitive, you know, going into it.
I feel like there could be many factors of it, but I think it's a bit of like, yeah, give hope to Arsenal fans. And I feel like also, this is a bit maybe off track of it, but I think money wise, I feel like if they're saying, oh, Vinny's gonna come, he's gonna come to Arsenal, more Arsenal fans will see these things and maybe send it to other people, which gives them more money. I
Yeah,
guess it's a bit of like
fact.
a long shot, but like you get
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
I get it. The more clicks that they get, the more money that they earn, and it's sort of a way that they look at it and go, Vinicius Junior is a big name. Him coming to any Premier League club, the fans would be buzzing, and the more articles they write and more clicks they get on their articles, the more money. So it does work that way, and I think that is a fair point that you brought into the conversation, which I hadn't had before. Big up to the 11 viewers now that we've got. We are actually getting bigger viewers than I've ever had on the channel, so maybe we need to bring you on constantly. Right, so that
Good
was
luck,
the end of
guys.
the Vinny talk. After going through those articles, has your opinion changed on Vinny that you still think it's about 60% done, or are you still staying the same that you think that there's a 60% chance of him coming to Arsenal?
I still think there's a fair, decent chance of him coming, but like
Yeah,
I don't want to get my hopes up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It-
So
we might end up going. To be honest, I have this feeling that we just might end up not getting the one left winger.
yeah, I mean you've got
End up with Zolis. But,
Tzolis.
I mean, I wouldn't be too right because we won the league with Martinelli and Billy Trossard with
Yeah,
like they're good and all, but like they have their bad patches and all that. And I think them two players, Martinelli and Trossard, are just better off the bench. Whereas you got Zolis, I think he'd be amazing off the bench, but I think we could kind of be all right maybe for a bit with him starting. But
Yeah.
I just hope to God we get Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, if you do and you get Bruno Guimaraes, which seems to be nearly done,
Yeah,
then I think that Arsenal will be seen as a scary team going into next season, because what you needed to build on was just a few positions. You needed a midfielder because Rice seemed knackered at the end of the season, plus you had World Cup and Norgard's left the club. And I feel like you do need a winger. And if you manage to get Vinicius Junior and keep Tazolis, because Tazolis has just joined, but you get rid of Martinelli and Trossard, that's a major upgrade for Arsenal. The only thing I'd be worried about with that is, just before we end the Vinny talk and go on to the Community Shield, is Arteta happy to have a player like Vinny, who probably at times won't be able to track back as much as he wants, and sort of be sat there? Arteta will be sat there going, "It's not the player I want. He doesn't track back after he loses the ball. He takes too many players on and then loses it. I need someone else who's like different and can change." Um, to be more defensive and actually work for the team? Or does he just see it as that's a luxury player, we need to utilize him in his best positions, and the rest of the team can sort of get back, defend when needed after they've lost the ball?
I think it's more like the second thing. It's probably a bit of both, but I think it's more the second one. If you saw I think it was the Girona game. There was an
Yeah.
interview where I smiling about them talking about Vinicius Junior and all that, and I think he really wants Vinicius Junior because he knows that we are lacking that left wing side, and he just like he's like you said, track back on the ball and stuff, and go forward, get us all them goals on the left hand side that we need. Like, oh, we might be struggling against like Brentford, Everton, them kind of teams. When you're having them days, he
Yeah.
can pop up with a goal there and maybe get us the win.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
I
fair
think
enough.
that's what he mainly wants, to be honest. And we need a left wing that is very good and strong on the ball.
Yeah. Right.
There
Now
is
on
one.
to. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Continue. No, please.
Also, what I was going to say is, my only worry about him, like his attitude. I don't Vinicius Junior attitude. His attitude might not be great towards like the other players or Tata. He might not want to listen to him because it's like he's got that ego. That I feel like this Madrid ego. They just think they're better than everyone else, in my opinion. And it's just I'm not a fan of Madrid, to be honest. I
Yeah,
really.
the only thing I'd combat the ego problem is you've got Mbappe, who's seen in the limelight as this kind of dictator controlling the whole squad. You've got Rodrigo, who's not really got an ego. You've got the likes of Jude. But I'm wondering with Vinny if it's an ego on and off the pitch, or just on. Because if you've got a player with an ego on the pitch, it's all right and it's good, because you can sort of tell that what they will be doing will be brilliant, because you need sort of an ego on the pitch to say, this is who I am, I'm going to play, but also not let it get you. But if it's that he's got an ego but then ends up in the dressing room causing arguments, as you said, that will be the main problem. But personally, I haven't heard much and like loads of things about his ego in the dressing room being a problem. I've heard that more from the likes of Mbappe and others, like, but that could be a key problem to why teams may not want to buy in, why Arsenal may regret it if they do. But what he brings on the pitch is that superior that sometimes people may turn around and go, "Oh, what Vinny brings is good." He does argue a little with some of the players and sometimes the manager, but we can't really miss out on him. But how much of the detriment does the arguments cost the whole squad and the manager and sort of the team morale? And just sort of going forward from that, are you going to be in a better place with Vinny? Probably, because what he brings, his goals, his assists, his dancing with the ball, everything, is what you need in a player, a winger who's happy to take on his man, get past him, score, and know that he'll be able to get past him with no doubt. But the big question is Arteta, if he does have a big ego, happy to bring him in? Which you said with the smiles of the after the Girona game when asked about it, sort of indicates that he is happy with bringing a player into the team, no matter
Mm.
if he does have an ego, because he thinks that maybe he'll be able to sort of bring his ego down a little and just sort of say you can have an ego on the pitch, but when you're in the dressing room, you've got to be nice to all the players and things like that. So just going forward, if he does sign for you, that will be a big talking point, and you'll obviously see it. But personally, I still think that he will stay at Real Madrid. But you never know with contract negotiations and things like that, how it will actually impact him, Real Madrid, and Arsenal going forward.
Yeah, and the problem is the market is just so cooked right now. It's just terrible.
Yeah. The thing with the market is it's a massive problem. Some of the wingers are really good. You've got the likes of Kavicha, Kvaratskhelia, Vinny Jr., Luis Diaz, Elise. But then the step below that, and then the step below that, the wingers are just terrible. So you've got to look for those big name players, but then they end up costing a fortune. But it's just the way that the market's going, with it being heavily inflated. Like, I feel, for instance, Anderson shouldn't have cost 116 million. I don't think Morgan Rogers should have cost 117. But it's just the way the football world's going and the market's going, and even real life the way it's going as well, where people are buying things for inflated prices and trying to make a profit on it, and then they just lose out instantly. You could say the same with players. Look at Calvin Phillips. City brought him for, I think it was only 50, 60 million pounds. But when you look at it going forward, Calvin Phillips has done nothing and he's still got a contract until 2028. So we're still paying out his wages for someone who hasn't done really well. So it's, do you want to buy a Vinny and then say, if there are arguments in the dressing room, lose out because then Arteta will drop him or things like that, and it will be a load of money that you spent on the player? Or are you just happy to buy him, see what you can do, and just go from there? That is the big question for Arsenal fans. It's the big question for Arsenal and the big question for Arteta. But what we must indicate is that Real Madrid today or tomorrow could turn around and randomly just say, yeah, you know what, we'll just go and sign him, and it's what they have to look at. Yeah, like, we'll just go and keep him with the new contract. And it's what everyone needs to sort of look into and see what he brings is really good. Does he bring it for the right price? Is he too overpriced? But going forward, how Arsenal will be affected in the long run. So, yeah. Right, should we go on to the Community Shield talk, what we're actually meant to be talking about? So, first of all, I just wanted to say that we are doing this early because of holidays and things like that and time. So, first question I wanted to ask you was, do you class the Community Shield as a friendly?
Oh, that's
And
hard.
how important is it to get the first piece of silverware over the line, especially for new players?
I wouldn't count it as a friendly. I just think it's the FA. It's a cup game. Might be small. It's just, I think, in my opinion, it's just a small game. It's like a friendly, but like a friendly plus, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
it's just like a friendly, but you can win something above and sort of raise money for charity and things like that.
Yeah, and I just think FA is just such a big association. So and what was the other question you asked as well? Sorry.
How important is it to get the first piece of silverware over the line, especially for new players?
I think it's important. I think, but there is that thing. It's like, oh, it's important. Like when you win it, you're like, oh yes, we won it. It's like it's important and stuff. When you don't win it, it's just people class it as a dinner plate.
Yeah.
So I feel like it just depends if you win it or lose it, really. But I think in general, it's kind of important, to be honest, because it's just nice to win it, and it goes to your trophy count as well. And it's also good for you. It's quite important, but for other people, they just class it as nothing, really. But
yeah, I like the idea of the Community Shield. It used to be called the Charity Shield, and it's all about raising money for charity and children that need it. I would say that I don't class it as a major silverware. Like, you wouldn't see me classing it next to the FA Cup and Carabao Cup or the Champions League and Prem. There's sort of levels to it. But for me, I still think that if you win it, you win it. But you're not going to be singing about it the whole year round. It's sort of a nice day out for the people that manage to go. For some teams, it's the only for some fans, it's the only chance that they actually get to go to a game. And for some that they love the first day of the season because not first day of the season, the FA Community Shield, but it's one of them that they look at and they go, me and my mates can go to the game. We haven't been to a game in ages, or I'm from the US and there's 50,000 seats, so I have a really high chance of being able to go to this game, and I want to travel and I can plan it ahead because you already know if your team's going to be there or if they're not. Um, but yeah, it's a good curtain raiser to the
Yeah,
Premier League, and it showcases sort of in a one-off game where the team who won the FA Cup and Premier League are at the moment. And obviously, it doesn't mean that they're going to play like that the whole season. It's a one-off game, as we know, just as how much as if I don't know Chelsea, whoever their first game is, it doesn't mean they're going to play like that the whole season. So
yeah,
it's one of them that you look at, you go, it's another chance for people to build up match fitness if they haven't already. Players will be coming back from the World Cup, some more players. You'll be able to see how they do. But it's just a nice day out for the fans, and it's a
yeah,
chance
yeah.
to win silverware and celebrate. But you're not going to be holding on to that for the whole season, going, oh, but we won the Community Shield. So, you know, that's how I feel about it.
But the thing is also, the Community Shield can be quite important as it counts, doesn't it? If you get the treble right and win the Community Shield, it counts as a quadruple, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. It counts as what the domestic could quadruple. Like when we won it back in 1819, we won the Community Shield, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Premier League. So we got the domestic quad. But yeah, it's still, if you look at it in the long run, yeah, things like that. Like we were able to say back in 1819, we won the domestic quad. But yeah, it's one of them that you look at. Some fans will be so happy with it. Some fans will look at it and say if they win that in the season, but nothing else, they look at it and go, well, it was a bit disappointing because we only managed to get to the Community Shield. We finished second or third, and it just wasn't where we wanted to be. So it really, you look at it in multiple ways. And I think that, as I was saying about, is it important for new players to get a piece of silverware? It is nice for them because they get to learn about that this is what you could win. There's more coming up. Try do well for it. But it doesn't mean everything. I look at when Savinho came into Manchester City in the 23-24 season, and he started off in his first game winning the Community Shield. Yet later on in the season, we won nothing else. And we sort of look back on it as, oh, we finished third. We
Yeah,
won nothing. And no, not 23, 24, 24, 25, I mean. But yeah, we sort of look back on that 24-25 season and go, it wasn't where we wanted to be, didn't manage to do what we wanted to do, and just sort of fell off. Sorry, my phone literally fell off. Um, but yeah, so it's always a nice day out. If you do like what you said, win the quadruple after or the treble after, it is nice to say that you've won that as well. And it is a piece of silverware that some teams who won the FA Cup, for instance, and they're lower in the league, if they win that as well, that's brilliant for them. Whereas some teams look at it and go, we're used to winning constantly. We want to win more titles. That's the main aim, or the Champions League's the main aim. When actually you should look at it and go, at least you won something in the season, and then next season, if it's been poor, go again and try to do better. So yeah,
yeah. And I'm also not good at like the other year we won it.
yeah,
I think when Trossard scored that goal, right, that dodgy jammy goal. If you remember, it was like a deflection off like
yeah,
Diaz or someone, and I went absolutely crazy. But then I think, and someone go, "Oh, yeah, it's just a Community Shield." But my comeback would be is like, we've won absolutely nothing. Like we were in the dark age where the only thing I've really seen us win is for the FA Cup
yeah.
that we won lockdown season. So like, even though it's nothing, it's not much. Well, not nothing, but it's not much. To me, it was a
Yeah,
lot
exactly.
because I haven't really seen Arsenal win anything really. To be honest, all I've really seen Arsenal win is the Premier League and the Community Shield and the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So the Community Shield then to me was good because we haven't won much. But now if we lost to them, it's like, hey ho, we didn't win it. It's all
Yeah.
right. It's only a Community Shield because we've actually won the league now. But
Yeah, now
Yeah,
if you look at it and you go, right, so we've won the Community Shield, and then like say you lot win the Community Shield this season and then don't win anything else, you look at it and go, we won the Prem last season. It's a bit disappointing. Whereas when you've not won things for ages or won an FA Cup, but during lockdown, you want to see your team win and you'll celebrate it no matter what.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I've had winning for ages and ages, and it was a bit weird in the 24-25 season to not have it and see the downfall. But it also showcased to me that not every time in life you're going to win, not every time in life it's going to go right, but also showcased that in the future, one thing to look at is people have off seasons, people have years when it just doesn't work out for them and they need to bounce back. And actually looking at the squad and how they did it, which I think we've got a documentary coming out soon about how Pep managed to change it. Um, it's one of them that you look at and go, 1 minute you could be doing great, next minute you could be terrible, and then you could be great again. Like that run we had
Yeah,
in the final, 10 games of the season or 7 games of the season, we managed to win all of them. So it showed the case that we were terrible and then we just randomly got better again. But it shows that you need to have that direction in life. And it's not just about football to know that you're gonna with the right people, the right support, that you're gonna get there in the end and sort of manage to in a way sustain how you were before in the levels or even get better. So, yeah.
yeah. It's just I've experienced it all. To be honest, I think I've experienced us win something, and I've experienced us lose. Like I've seen us lose the Carabao Cup final, now the Champions League, and I've seen us lose quite a lot of leagues.
Yeah, I've
So
seen us lose the FA
I,
Cup twice
I've I've experienced
in a row.
both that
Yeah.
table, and I've gotten over it. The Champions League, I don't really think about it much. I was absolutely fuming when the Gabriel missed a penalty,
Yeah.
but you know, I've gotten over it now. Hopefully, we can win it this season. I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying hopefully, and it depends on our signings. I think if we get Vinny, I think I'll be like win it. If we don't get Vinny, I don't think we will win it because we need that left winger. So
It is difficult to go back to back when trying to win the league. I think only Chelsea have done it, City have done it, and United have done it. And it showcases that it takes it out of you a lot. The fact that you're playing every 3 days, you've had World Cups, you've had Club World Cups, you've had this, you've had that, extra competitions, trying to do well in all of them. That in the end, you may just win a Carabao Cup and that may be it because you're trying to go far in every competition throughout a number of years. And it gets to players mentally, it gets to them physically, like, especially if you kept winning, you sort of get to this bit where it's like, oh, yeah, well, we've ended up winning, we're fine for ages and nothing will ever stop us. And then you look back at it and go, maybe you've become too consistent. You need to get your mind reworked. And with new players coming in, they sort of have that ambition to try and win a trophy in their first season or try and win in their second season. And looking about going forward and making it so that you win whatever you can as a new player. And I think it brings that spark because some players will sit there and go, look, we've done it all. We've won the Premier League or we've won the Champions League. We've done what we wanted. But you have to look at it in a way of now don't fall off. Try and sustain what you've done. Try and be champions 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, whatever it is, and try and maintain that level no matter if you've won, if you've lost, just the next match because it's so quick, it's so quick because it's not that far away. You're playing every 3 days. If you've lost a match, try win the next one, and don't dwell on the moments where you've lost because think about it. Next season you could win, or in 2 days' time you could be closer to the title. So it's just one of them that players need to look at and sort of not lose that winning mentality, if you get what I mean.
yeah, exactly. I just think every team goes through that little week or whatever, just where you're not doing well. I guess it happens to every team, I think, but it's just something you look back on and you want to improve and hopefully get some more wins in the bag. So, like Arsenal do it every year. We always have that period where we do rubbish.
Same
So,
with City. Normally the winter, sometimes we fall off and then we get back on it. So,
and I think
it's
you
one
got to
of
look
them.
at it. It's like, all right, normally we go 3-4 games in a rough patch. Maybe next season when we go through that little rough patch, let's win more. Let's not go 5, 3, 4 games losing. Let's maybe make it 2 or 3 in that little rough patch. Try win, get some draws. It's just something to look back on and try and improve what you did bad. Try to do better this season, I guess.
Right. I was going to start with City, but let's just go to Arsenal because you were at the game yesterday. So Arsenal's pre-season, how was yesterday's match?
I think positive. What we did was we started Gyökeres, Havertz, all them kind of players, Calafiori, all them lot. But great. I was proud of Solis and very proud of Max Dalman. He was class, I think. Maybe going a bit crazy, but he was very good in my eyes. And Havertz was decent. He got a goal. He technically got 2 goals, but it was kind of Solis. I think from what I saw, obviously, it looked like a sort of shot right, and then it looked like it was a deflection of Havertz from what I saw from where I was sitting in the pitch. But
it says here it counted as a Solis goal.
Yeah, in fact, I was so happy when I think it, because I thought it counted as Havertz. But
because you sent me a message saying I feel so I feel so bad for Solis, and I was like, what's happened here?
Yeah. Do you know why? I think Live Score.
Yeah.
Yeah. It told me that Havertz scored, and then like 20 minutes later, I looked back and it said Solis scored. So I think that's what happened there. But it looked. I was like, yes, Solis scored, and I realised, it was a deflection of Havertz, and then 10 minutes later they go, it was actually Solis who scored. So that's great in it from the app. But I'm happy for Solis. He got his debut goal. Max Dalman was great, very good future project. Don't want him overpaid too much by Arteta because could run his career. Saka didn't play, but from that France game, he looks good. He looks good. And
the only thing I would say is Saka's quite injury prone.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think Arteta's running into ground because he started, and what is he, 25, 26? And think about the amount of games he's played, not the amount of years, but the amount of games that he's played in his career. When you're looking at it, he's more prone to injuries because of it. And I think that maybe by the age of he's already started to get really bad injuries now, but maybe by the age of 28, he may be finished in football, or 29 because of the amount he was overplayed, and we may never see the same player again, if you kind of know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's 24, I would say 24, 25. And I think he's just I can just see him being a one-man club, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't really see him moving, to be honest, because of the chance he was given at Arsenal, you know. Key players for this upcoming Community Shield game. I mean, the squad you started yesterday, do you reckon Gyökeres will actually stay on the pitch for long on the pre-season game? Do you reckon he'll get the full 90? Not pre-season, the Community Shield, sorry.
I reckon it'll be a Havertz start. Late on, Gyökeres joins in, maybe hopefully gets a goal. But to be honest, at the minute, I see City winning it at the minute. But if we get that, Bruno is so close.
It's so close. It's nearly done.
Yeah, it's literally nearly done. So I can see that happening. And Vinicius Junior, we never know when that's going to happen or if it is going to happen. But at the minute, I see City winning it 1-0.
Yeah.
But maybe gone too early on the predictions there. But I think
that was later on, but it's all right.
I think it might be a City win. But I think, like I was saying earlier, if we get them signing in, I could see Arsenal doing it. But yeah, it just really depends on Arteta. But I'm really positive on Bruno coming in, 90% done. I think we settled on a 70 million deal or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I think it was something around 70 million.
But here we go. Might be coming in the next few days. So I'm really positive about that. Get Rice some minutes. I think Bruno will start the Community Shield. Rice might come in earlier. I'd like to give Zubimendi more minutes, like you were saying in your other streams, that Savinho, you want to give him another season.
Yeah.
So I like Zubimendi. I want also the future because I think he's
Zubimendi's at on his holiday at the moment. But yeah, in the future, will he be back for? Because I don't know if the World Cup players. I think Haaland will be back, but I don't know if the 4 teams that made it to the final will actually be back yet, or what's happening with them.
But by the way, what I'm right about Marino is I don't know if he's going to stay much longer.
You reckon? He may leave.
I think he'll stay this season.
Yeah.
But the problem is with Mourinho is that we got Havertz and Gyökeres, so I don't know about him, but I love Mourinho and I want him to stay. But if he wants to move on, I think it's fair enough from his point of view because he just deserves to go somewhere else because he deserves the minutes.
Yeah.
Norgard went. That was quite funny.
Norgard, is it Everton he's gone to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw videos about his greatest moments. It was just one guy. That was quite funny. But
yeah,
Norgard barely didn't play much, so But I'm not too fussed of him going because I barely saw much of him. So well. Hope he does well in Everton. I don't wish him any bad luck at all. So
yeah.
yeah.
Norgard's a player that sort of came in for you lot, and I didn't think he would last long. I thought it was funny when they did his name pronunciation. He went Christian Nago. But yeah, I thought that look, he did what he did for Arsenal. Came in, played a couple of games, but I knew he was never going to be that midfielder that would be consistent, like 30 games a season for you, because you just didn't need him. He came in at some times when other players didn't have to play, and I think that's what Bruno Guimaraes is being brought in for. But he's a better quality midfielder compared to Christian Norgard. You can stick him in games when Rice is injured, when Rice, or Zubimendi is playing too long. So you can sort of stick him in and there won't be that massive drawback of, oh, it's a player that's not worth it, because the likes of Bruno Guimaraes are really, really good. And Bruno, I don't think is for the future because of his age. I think he's 27, 28. But I reckon you could get 3-4 years out of him just playing as that kind of midfielder, and then he'll probably go to Brazil or something. But yeah, I think that Bruno Guimaraes is a really, really good signing for you guys, and it gives the midfield the chance to rest in certain games when you're playing against weaker opposition or in the Champions League, knowing that you've still got that sort of starting, like you've still got the core of players that will play alongside other additions like Bruno, or I don't know, a backup goalkeeper, and say Mascara in defence, who
I
is
like
playing
Mascara.
because Saliba's injured. But yeah, it's one of those that I look at and I think he's a really, really good signing for you. Really, really good signing.
Yeah, I would love to see him play at the Community Shield. I don't think he'll get a goal, but I can see him getting Arsenal the goal.
Yeah.
And I think the things with Bruno, I think I can also see him this is not Community Shield, but for the whole season around, I can see him, Rice and Eze in that midfield potentially. I can see Rice and Bruno starting, but I think Arteta mainly wants Bruno as that backup that starts as well. And I think the problem is thing is with Arsenal, we always have their moments, and I think it's because of our backup.
Yeah. For instance, your backup keeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga, who just isn't that good, and it's one thing you look at and you go, the reason why City were able to beat you in the Carabao Cup was because we had a keeper like Trafford who, when you would press him, he could boot it long. Whereas Kepa Arrizabalaga was trying to pass it on the floor, couldn't boot it long because we'd gobble it up. That our defenders would just whack it on their heads, away from the Arsenal players. And when we tried, he tried to pull our players forward, but because we didn't move, no space was created. So Kepa Arrizabalaga was sort of limited in a way, as he couldn't progress the ball forward, which I still think that in cup games may be a problem for you if teams deploy that tactic of not moving, staying in their shape, and trying to just sort of wait for long balls to be passed, like hit long, obviously, and defenders to win the ball back for City or whoever you face in the cup or Community Shield. So that is a thing. I don't know how you feel about Kepa Arrizabalaga. Are you happy that he's your backup? Are you not? I mean, how was he yesterday as you were there?
Well, yeah, I was actually going to touch on that about that game. I think I'm not proud of the Kepa being a backup. I don't think he's good enough. He's all right, but I think when we're playing City and other big teams or in the cups, I don't want him starting. Even though Kepa did deserve his place rightfully in that Carabao Cup final, but it's like, well, I think he just lost that game. He's not a good enough keeper back up. And we go in some Meslier, which he has his not great times. But what I will say is, Kepa in that game, Kepa was not particularly good or bad necessarily, but he wasn't great. And I think he didn't do. There were some times where I thought, bloody hell, Kepa, mate, you nearly conceded us there a lot. Messier came on, had a couple of good saves. I think he was all right.
Yeah.
There was one save where I thought, yeah, we could have conceded that because he saved it right. It's Girona, he saved it. Then he could have caught the ball, but he saved it right. It was a good save, but he could have definitely catched that, which like ruined the save. Like how good of a save it was, because he definitely could have catched that. Like Ray would have catched that. But my worry is if that was in the Premier League or Community Shield or whatever game in the normal season, there's going to be players that take advantage of that where he could have catched it. But luckily it was Girona, so it was fine. But I wouldn't say not a terrible performance from Meslier. I think he did decent. I was more proud of Meslier than Kepa because I think the pressure on Meslier's shoulders was quite big. I think he is that big pressure because we all see Kepa leaving at some point. So I think Meslier will be our second keeper, which I will say I've always quite liked Meslier, to be honest. Maybe that's a bit biased because I have a friend that sports Leeds and he gave me some cracking saves on FIFA when I used him. So that was Meslier. That's why I quite like him, because of FIFA and my career modes. But
yeah,
as a keeper, there has been some dodgy moments from him. But from that game, I will say he did all right. I'd say like maybe 5, 6 out of 10. But he barely played, to be honest. But he had some save. There was a couple of saves where he made like bloody hell. I think Kepa would have considered that. So I'm proud of Meslier from that game. About the future though, I'm a bit worried, but Ray will start most games anyway, so it don't matter too much.
Before I move on to Manchester City, do you want to talk about any of the other Arsenal players or?
Max Salmon was good. Calafiore was good. I love
Max Dalman a bit, and Lewis Skelly and the academy process at Arsenal.
There, at the end, like last 20, 30 minutes, there was a lot of young players. Where I had no idea who they were, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
there were a load
so
of them.
Young, that like our age, So I didn't really know.
Like Ibrahim, Kabir, Copley, like all of them I hadn't even heard of. To be fair, I just looked at the bench and it was just a long list of like young lads.
Yeah, I'm happy they got their minutes, and to be honest, it looks quite positive. They're all right. I think the older they might not stay, but some might stay. Like Max Dalman. Max Dalman definitely has a very bright future ahead. So I think it's good. Lewis Skelly, I think he definitely deserves to start way more because he's my second favorite Arsenal player. I'd say I love him. He's great, and I think he needs to start more. But I don't know if that will happen. But he was great, I think. Hincapié, I can't remember if he started or not, but
I think he did. But
I think he did. Ben White, he wasn't like terrible, but there was some.
Got the assist. It says here for one of the goals.
He was all right, but there was a moment where, there was one particular moment was like bloody hell, Ben White, come on.
He looked a bit shaky last season.
White. Apart from that, Ben White, I'd still probably keep him, to be honest.
Yeah. Ethan, were you impressed with Ethan?
Ethan's decent, yeah. I like Ethan, but I don't. Like I said, Ethan's too good. He's too good to stay with. Like he's not amazing, but like he needs to go Championship or somewhere to start get more minutes because he deserves. I say another loan out, to be honest, because he's not going to start and he deserves to get loads of minutes and improve him. So yeah,
I think that's. Sorry, continue.
So to be honest, overall the Arsenal squad, I was quite impressed. You played positive football, quite pressing, I think, in my opinion, and I was happy with them, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the thing with Max and Ethan is that going forward, it's about how Arteta is able to utilise them. I saw that with Ethan Nwaneri, he was sent out on loan to, I think it was Marseille last season, and he played well for them, But I have to say, the way that Arteta handles some of the youngsters, the work that he gets them to do, tracking back and things like that, sometimes you'll see it will limit the players, and he'll make new signings like new left wingers, new strikers, and that will also hinder the squad and certain players. So it's one of them to look at. I think every manager does it, but it's just about how can he make that talent better. Um, like for instance, I think he made Saka really good, but in the same time he injured him. So
Yeah,
it's one of them that you look at, and it's like he makes some players good, but then he'll go and injure them after or things like that. You know, I'm not saying like directly tackle them, but what I'm saying is he'll like put them under too much pressure, do too many like stretches, things like that. Try to get back as soon as you lose the ball. Some players, it's like you'll see Arteta will go, "Yep, go on, yeah, you go on, run with the ball." Do what you want. And in some, he'll be shouting at her, he'll be saying, "You come back." He'll be saying, "Why did you lose the ball?" Yet he doesn't
yeah,
go again, try it again, because you may get past your man. But instead, he tries to look at it, and just go, "Right, I'm gonna tell them to come back, sit back, don't progress the ball too quickly," which I feel is a difference between Maresca and Pep, as I watched yesterday because we had our first preseason game. And the thing with Maresca was we won the ball back in high areas and progressed it quickly and try to take like one of the first shots that we could. Whereas with Pep, it would have been passing it around, trying to create space and find the best ways instead of going direct with the wingers, which is a complete difference. But it's just about how Arteta can manage the young players. Hopefully, he doesn't make them injured or ruin their career. But looking forward, if they do play well under Arteta and keep playing like how they are, then I don't see a problem with them. You know.
yeah. It's just a worry because Arteta is just like that, overplaying and ruining it. But I think we got a good team, and I think we can challenge for all the trophies. I'm not saying we'll win it all, but we will definitely challenge for all of them. Maybe not. Maybe one not, but you know.
Yeah. Right. So now it's my turn to talk about City. Positives from yesterday. Well, I don't know if you saw we drew 1-1 and then lost on penalties. I thought one of the positives was Antoine Semenyo on the left wing. The way Ant was playing on the left wing was really good. I feel it's the best Ant we've ever seen for Manchester City. He started on the left wing. I predicted he would start on the left wing and Savinho out on the right. But I feel that the way he was getting the ball up the pitch, the assist that he got, and just everything that he was kind of doing was just brilliant. From a player like Antoine Semenyo, he was personally my man of the match. Other people say different, like the likes of Ryan McAdoo and others, who I did think Ryan McAdoo on the right wing as well was exceptional. I thought that when we brought Savinho off, Savinho did all right. He was good, but still end product was a problem. But when we brought on was it Ryan McAdoo? He played really well. Some of the positions he was getting into, some of the dribbling. Only thing that McAdoo needs to work on is playing with both feet because at the moment he's
Yeah,
sort of one-footed, and surely with time that will come. But it's just something you need to look in that City need to look into. Nico Gonzalez played well yesterday. I thought Ryan Aït-Nouri played all right. Donnarumma was a bit shaky with the goal that we conceded, but at the same time, you could tell Josko to actually try and clear it properly than what he actually did. So I'm not going to blame him that time. But as you said with your keepers, I think it was Kepa Arrizabalaga or Melia, that at times they have made mistakes. Sometimes trying to punch the ball and then not get into it.
yeah,
Donnarumma has been done that quite a lot. He'll punch the ball and then he could have caught it and then it goes out to someone and they just shoot and it's a goal. It's about not
yeah,
being weak when you're being pressed in the box and falling over, saying because his signature thing is to, after conceding, go on the floor and say that he's been fouled. And you look back at it and you go, no, you were just weak into the challenge. You tried to Superman, sort of like did the Superman thing, and then you've just conceded, you know, and you need to command your box better, but also passing. But I wouldn't really just base it off of that match. I thought that last season the commanding of the box was getting a bit better, but then it's something we need to look into. Um, Rico Lewis played good, but he played in midfield at times, and it's something that I look at with the Maresca system. He likes his right back or left back to invert into the midfield to create a midfield two, so it's a 3-2-4-1. And yeah, Kovacic and Reinders. Kovacic's getting older. He's 32, and Reinders is just defensively weak. And he put those two together, and I think that was one of the problems. The first 34 minutes, I thought that we weren't the best, the better side. I thought that Reinders, one of his problems was just being put in the defensive role, because a player like Reinders is more attacking. We brought him in as an 8/6, mainly an 8. But personally, going forward, I look at it and I go, why is Reinders playing defensive when we saw it last season? I think it was against Villa when I think I was in Wales at that point, or I was Devon. It was one of the two, and he played as the lone number 6, and he couldn't win any aerial or ground duels. And if you're trying to have that as a defensive player to stop the ball, it's never going to work out well.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say big up to the 16 viewers that are here currently. Big up to all of you.
16.
Yeah, we got 16. We are, every time it keeps changing, and we are getting better as it goes on. I think I need to bring you on here like regularly because
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I said, I think I'm going actually down Devon soon. Cornwall, like.
Nice, enjoy it.
Yeah,
Enjoy the holiday. Phil didn't play the best yesterday. South played all right, and then Divin Mubama, he was all right, but the goal was what made him get 7.1 on FOTMob, because he wasn't the best. You know, it's just one of them that I look at. Anyway, that was me rambling on about the City team from yesterday.
Yeah,
New signings, we've got Elliot Anderson.
That's a class signing, isn't it? To be honest,
yeah, Elliot Anderson is a good signing. We've got, well, not good, probably a great signing. We also got Jeremy Monga from Leicester, who played, I think, 24 appearances for him at the age of 16 last season in the main team. And we got Pierce Charles, but have sent him out on loan. So the players that we did bring in have been all right. I'm more on about Monga and Elliot Anderson. Anderson, I look at as a good player. I just can't wait for him to get back from the World Cup. And Monga, I look at, and he's a prospect for the future, and I reckon he'll stay with the squad as one of those 4 to 5 players that Maresca wants. Because that's what Maresca wants. He wants 4 or 5 academy players, along with around 25 to 26 normal players. So yeah, but I personally think that the likes of McAdoo and others will do well for City this season. And it's something that I look at as Maresca will be able to bring that talent through. Yet again, what you said about talent is, and what I've been saying is about how you bring them through, and if you develop them, or if you sort of stunt the growth in the players, and then they end up going to some random team in like 5 years' time.
Yeah, I think you've done decent signings, to be honest. I'm really jealous about Anderson. I think he's quality, to be honest. And yeah, how much did you sign him for?
116 million pounds. So it was quite a lot, to be fair.
A lot, but I think it's like when we signed Rice, we paid so much more money, but over the years, you're just going to be like, I'm so happy we paid that much. And that's what I think with Rice. I remember, it's so much money, but like, it was worth it.
Yeah. What was I going to move on to? I think it was, did you know James Trafford's leaving? He's off to Leeds.
I don't know why.
And we're bringing in Rulli, the keeper for, he was at RC Lens at one point. He's an Argentinian keeper, but he's like 32 or 34, so he'll probably play in the cups. Oh yeah, not that team. But I don't think he was there with them this year. I think he was there with them at 22, but not at this one. But yeah,
Trafford is just, I think, I understand like he might want to go Leeds more reasons, but Newcastle, man, come on, like I would rather go Newcastle, to be honest. But then I think Leeds might be, I don't know, I don't know why he'd rather go there, but you know.
One thing I can say is Newcastle, Leeds, and Villa were all interested in the player. Newcastle at the moment are falling apart. The amount of players that they've lost, Eddie Howe leaving, but people are coming in like a new manager and new players. But so I think that's why he didn't go to them, but also because apparently we've got a release clause, a sell-on clause, and add-ons. so that's a lot for a keeper. And the fact that we've got a release clause means that I think we could sign him back for £60 million if we ever wanted to in the future. When he's at when he's at Leeds now, I think it's a good signing for Leeds. Didn't they have that Melia guy? I swear they had him for a bit. But yeah,
Huh?
now that they've got rid of Melia, they
Oh
did,
yeah,
didn't they?
yeah. He used
Yeah,
to be. Yeah.
and they brought in Trafford. I think it's good for them. He wanted to get game time. He sort of knew that with Donnarumma, and Donnarumma had been told that he was going to be Maresca's number one since about May, June time. That he knew that he wasn't going to get into the squad for another year to be the main player. When he came into the squad, he did say that he's been promised number one in that, and then he came out saying in an interview that he never was promised number one, but he thought that he would be in number one at Manchester City. So it's one of them that you look at that I just wish him the best. I hope he has a good season,
Mm.
but will he regret it because he's choosing playtime over actually winning trophies? And that may be something in the future that he looks at and kind of regrets, maybe.
But then I feel like he probably will go somewhere else, and I think he will get that England number one role as well sometime soon. So I think he has the chance to get trophies still. And I think the things with Leeds, I look at them, and bloody hell, they're making a prospect there. They are making a great. I think I really rate Leeds now. I think the signings they have done are great. I think they're looking at Brandt now from Dortmund, and I think that Daniel Farke's doing a wonderful job there at the minute. And I think they will get that top 10 slot, potentially even Conference League. And I really rate them at the minute.
Fair enough. Right. So next bet I wanted to go into was the game predicted lineups. I mean, we're gonna have to name these players from memory, innit? So I'd go with Donnarumma in goal, and then I'd go right back Nunes because he's getting because he was watching the squad yesterday, so he'll be back. Two centre backs of Diaz, who will be back, and probably Josko Vardio. Left back, I'm trying to think now. Left back was Mfuni yesterday, but Aït-Nouri could play. So left back Aït-Nouri.
Yeah.
Two defensive two midfielders that were Kovacic and Reinders were would probably be, because one of them has to push up. I'd probably go keep Reinders and then maybe get Nico Gonzalez in the team if Rodri's not back yet. This really depends on if the World Cup players are back, because I know some will be and some won't. Right wing, I would put. You probably have to stick Savio or I'd stick Makadu on there, to be fair. Right wing Makadu, left wing Semenyo. Striker would be Haaland, and then the two cams, if Cherky's back, which I hope he is, but I can't see him being back, I'd stick him and Foden there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really depends. Maybe Foden and Tajani. That's a shout if Cherky's not back. But it really depends, because I don't know who's actually back. I don't know how long they get on holiday. I don't know who will be back for the next pre-season game. So, you know.
Do you want my Arsenal lineup then, or?
Nah, I think we'll just leave it here and end the stream. Right, that was a brilliant stream, guys. No, I'm joking. We'll get your Arsenal lineup going.
Right, my phone's low, but I'll get you it. Goalkeeper, I can see being Meslier or Raya. I think there's a good chance of it being Meslier, but I think, like you said, Donnarumma, so you got to put Raya in. I think I'll put Raya. Timber. The thing is with Timber, I don't really know what's happened with him recently. I know he's been injured, but I don't know if he's going to start him or not. So I'm going to go play it safe. I think he's going to start not Rice, bloody White.
Right back.
Yeah, Ben White, right back. I'm going to go two centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba's injured, so I'm going to put Mascara there.
Yeah.
Left back, I would go Hincapié. All right. I think we're going to have three midfielders. I think we're going to have Rice.
If he's back. This
Rice.
depends. Are they back or are they not? So mine, I'm trying to do from memory, but I don't, say he is back, then go Rice.
I don't think that he will start, but I want him more to start.
Yeah.
I want to put Rice. I want to put Lewis Skelly there. He might not, but I want him to. He's probably more going to be left back or not, but I can see Lewis Skelly starting. I'm going to put Lewis Skelly there in the midfield. That's probably more me wanting him there than the actual lineup itself. But I'll go, Rice, Lewis Skelly, and I want to say Zubamendi or Eze. I want to say I'll go
Bruno's back.
if Bruno comes, I'm gonna go. I'll go with Bruno.
Yeah.
I'll be confident and go Bruno because he probably will start. Right wing, I will go. If he's back, Saka.
If he's not back, then who have you got?
Dalman, I
Yeah.
would put. So Saka or Dalman. Striker, I want to go Havertz. Then Gyökeres comes late on. And then left wing, I want to go Zolis. Get him his minutes and a big game. And if the signings go through, I want this prediction now, or do you want to talk about something else before predictions, or do you want to do your predictions now?
No, I don't mind. Still do whatever you want.
I think it will be if we get the signings in place. I think it will be Arsenal
Your mic's gone a bit dodgy.
1-0.
All right.
And if we don't get the signings, I think it will be either 1-0 City or 2-1. But I'm going to go 1-0 for City, to be honest.
Cool. Can you hear me? Yeah, because your mic's gone a bit dodgy.
Lewis.
Right, there you go. Yeah, it's back.
All right, I can hear you now.
Right, yeah. I don't know what happened there, but you said what was it, 1-0 to City?
Yeah, 1-0 to City. If we get the signings, I want to say 1-0 Arsenal win, but at the minute I'll go City 1-0 at this moment of time.
All right. It's a difficult one to call. I think I'm going to say City 1, Arsenal 1 in 90 minutes, and then in the second half, and then it goes to extra time, and City win it just 2-1. I reckon Haaland will score or something.
No.
Right, first goal scorer. I randomly have got that on the side on my notes. So first goal scorer, who do you reckon it will be?
I think it'll be Haaland or Havertz, and I'm going to go Havertz.
Right, man of the match.
That's difficult. I want to go. Actually, who do you say is going to be in your lineup?
So I said that it's going to be Donnarumma. Because I'm guessing Haaland will be back by then. That's what I'm guessing. Who was playing yesterday? So Donnarumma, Nunes, Gavardio, Diaz, left back Aït-Nouri. Midfielders would be Nico Gonzalez. Who were the others? Nico Gonzalez. Trying to find it here. Who else could be back? Maybe Bouadi if we buy him, the Moroccan lad. And then it would be Cherki and Phil, or Tijani and Phil. Left wing Semenyo, right wing Makadu, striker Haaland. I'd probably go Semenyo to be my man of the match. I can't lie, but you know.
I can also. This might be like a risky one or a easy one or whatever. I want to say David Raya if he starts. This could be a gamble. It could be a gamble.
If you win like 1-0 or something.
Yeah, I can just see it being. I can just see Raya starting, and Raya just saves so much shots, and then he gets the man of the match. I reckon that could be a wild shot, long shot, but I think that's my thing because I can just really see that happening. You guys going off and shooting. We don't get much shots. He managed to get out of it. Hopefully, a win positively, and Ray gets that man of the match for them. Keeping
now, I don't know why I've wrote here, after all of that, final score, first goal scorer, man of the match, trophy winners. Well, it's going to be whoever your final score was.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't think that we actually need to do that one. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on. We've now got 24 people watching. It's the biggest I've ever got at one stage. And I'd just like to thank you because you've really been a gem for coming on. It's been brilliant. And I look forward to more.
Yeah, I'll definitely come back on.
Yeah. Should we do a reaction? Because I think the day after the Community Shield, I'm back home. So should we do a reaction to it?
Could.
Yeah. Think about that, eh?
Sorry for my beliefs right at the start.
Nah, it's all right. I think I was smiling too much at the start. Because it's just weird when you do it with someone else and you're hosting it. So
yeah, you know. I feel like for me, it's just a bit odd because I've never really done a live stream before. So
yeah,
it's quite new to me. So yeah.
Well, you've been really good in this stream, so you know.
Right, thank you.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But what I also want to say is we've got Sunderland versus Wrexham on this channel. I think it's, what time is it now?
Like
In
right
39
after it.
minutes time. So yeah, come back to the channel if you want to watch that. If you don't, I'm not gonna force you. You know, like and subscribe as always. Big
Come
up
on
to
now.
Lucas. But yeah, have a good one. Right, see you later. Peace.
Bye.